Let's continue. We also mentioned poor Ben Hardy, the man who said he was the originator of rag. But he did say this: real ragtime on the piano, played in such a manner that it cannot be put in notes, is the contribution of the graduated college Negro banjo player who cannot at first read music. On the banjo, there's a short string that is not fretted, and that consequently is played open with the thumb. It is frequently referred to as the thumb string. The colored performer, strumming in his own cajoling way, likes to throw in a note at random with his thumb. Range is over for this effect. When he takes up the piano, the desire for the same effect dominates him, being almost second in nature, and he reaches for the open banjo string note with his little finger. And he reaches for the open banjo string note with his little finger. I imagine this Negro had such a long finger he could just leap across black keys and hit extra notes. Meanwhile, he is keeping mechanically perfect time with his left hand. Here we have it. The hurdle with the right hand. The hurdle with the right hand, little finger, throws the tune off his stride, resulting in syncopation. He is playing two different times at once. The only person I know, tell me of a person, that taught him a song on banjo and then taught him another song on piano was a black man, Jesse Pickett Pimp. The man he taught at 7 was U.B. Blake. That's 1890. He teaches U.B. a song, The Dream Rag, on banjo. When he's older, at 13, he teaches him the song on piano. And the man who claimed he is the originator, Ben Hardy, even had one of his own original plagiarized songs. The song, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, of who in this period? By Elvis Presley, rock and roller. The song, composed by Ben Hardy, is entitled, Tell It to Me, copyright 1899. These are the words. I had a lot of hard luck for a while, until my baby greets me with a smile. I've been dealing in bones with those Japs. Didn't know what it was to shoot crap. Until at Delmonico's I said, baby, well done. Well, sir, I walked into a crap game. The dice lay in my hand. Shake, rattle, and roll, fold to beat the band. In the system I've got there ain't losses. Fold, the ringers, was hosses. The ringers. Someone on the inside that works for the house. Hosses. Hoss is a big, friendly Swedish man. Country man. This is a word, Sweden, they say. So, this pimp has loaded dice, works for the house, he has ringers, and they're big, gigantic Swedish men. In addition, Ben Hardy had his all-colored minstrels and kept black people working. In the beginning was rhythm. Hans von Bülow. Rhythm, the word means flow in Greek, denotes the controlled movement of music and time. Rhythm is the element of music most closely allied to body movement, to physical action. Rhythm has been called the heartbeat of music, the pulse that betokens life. The nature of rhythm springs from the need for order inherent in the human mind. The tick-tock of the clock or the clacking of train wheels, we automatically impose a pattern. We hear the sounds as a regular pulsation of strong and weak beats. We organize our perception of time by means of rhythm. Meter connotes The fixed time units within which musical elements, meter notes the fixed time units within which musical events take place. The simpler metrical patterns in music, as in poetry, depend on the regular recurrence of accent. Simplest of all, sir, is a succession of beats in which a strong alternates with a weak, such as 1, 2, 1, 2, as a marching of left, right, left, right. This is known as duple, 2/4 rhythm. This pattern occurs in many nursery rhymes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. As mentioned earlier, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is in 3/4. The Spanish-European bolero is in 3/4. The West Indian African bolero is in 2/4. What is a bolero? Bolero by Maurice Ravel. What about a minuet? Quadruple meter known as common time 4/4. In written music, the measures are separated by a vertical bar line, known as the tyranny of the bar line. The principal accent falls on the first beat of the measures. Such regular meters as 2/4, 3/4, 4/4 were of great value in helping a mass public to follow a piece of music. Toward the end of the 19th century, however, composers rebelled more and more against the tyranny of the bar line, the inevitable recurrence of the accented 1 at the beginning of each measure. What had begun as a support ended by becoming a restraint. To escape what to them seemed monotony, the European disguised the trip hammer beat as an example of triplets of the meter with more complex rhythm patterns within the measure. They, the Europeans, also allowed the rhythm to flow across the bar line, thereby weakening the accent. In order to escape the fixed metrical pattern, syncopation is needed. This term denotes a deliberate upsetting of the normal accent. Instead of falling on what is supposed to be the strong beat of the measure, the 1, the accent is shifted to an offbeat. Through this irregularity, the accent is made to conflict with the pattern that has been set up in the listener's mind. The pleasure of satisfying his expectations is abandoned for the equally important pleasure of surprise. Syncopation is associated in the popular mind, that is the white race, with the Negro dance rhythms out of which ragtime, modern jazz, and rock and roll developed. Thank you.